Hi everybody, thanks for coming back to Dad's Channel 1.0. Sorry for my absence, haven't been here for a while, but just wanted to go over something real quick about this NPC class action Monte Carlo. Not too bad a kit. I mean, really, to tell you the truth, there wasn't much to it. It's a repop of the 80 Chevy Monte Carlo trailer combo with the motorcycle kit. Fortunately for this one, I don't have the motorcycle kit in this one, but I do have I did get the kit done, and I did it up just like my 78 Monte Carlo, which, if anybody knows these Montes, this is, I think, the third generation of Monte Carlos. It's the beginning of the G bodies, and yeah, I've had like three of them. I had a 78, two 79s, and one 1980, which was this one, but it was a brown one. They all came with V6s or 305s. A lot of people back in the day took and cut these cars up and turn them into stock cars, unfortunately. Therefore, hindering my I love this body style of the car, so therefore that hindered my love of the stock car racing scene around local Midwest and towns and stuff like that, because they saw NASCAR make something beautiful out of these cars. They decided to take and do their own renditions of them. So anyways, to further avail, I finished this old girl up today. Painted her up just like my 78. That was one of my favorite ones. She was a peppy little girl. I couldn't find a set of wheels like the ones I had on it. I had the Keystone Classics, which I know they're available in resin now, but I've been ordering a lot of stuff off of eBay and this and that, so I've got quite a few kits that are coming, and I didn't want to keep on ordering parts and this and that. So anyhow, y'all noticed this in here, the wheels came off of this one off of the 69 limited edition Nova Pro Stock series. Not Pro Stock, but yeah, Pro Street. But I took the wheels and the rims off them and put on here, and if anybody knows anything about this kit here, they know that very much you really do to the undercarriage and the frame and stuff. So if you look right here, you'll see that there's pre-drilled holes or pre-slided holes for the ride height, which if you did that, it raises it up a little bit and it sets about like that instead of the stance I got it at. So I re-drilled it, made it set like that with the wheels kind of recessed up in there like you would see it on the street. If anybody did anything different with the wheels, I set the wheels up in the hubs, or up the wheel hubs. Black washed the grill, painted that there. I still got some still gonna put the amber lights in there for the marker lights and stuff and all that good stuff. I did it with a red interior. Like a dummy, I didn't pay. This car comes with a very beautiful set of decals. Not everybody's had luck with them. I mean, but like a dummy, I didn't look. And most of the older Monte Carlo models, you had to paint in your decals and stuff on your dashboard and instrument cluster, which I didn't do the best of all paint job in here. I just kind of rushed through it, just kind of wanted to get it done, because I really wasn't impressed with the contents of the kit. But now it's put together, I think she's a very good looking kit, very good looking model. I mean, it makes a lot of memories come back from my old one, you know. Loved the car, I really did. It was the beginning of my love of Monte Carlos, which I got more stories I could tell about the Monte Carlos if you really wanted to. But going back to the decals, pay attention to your decals when you're doing them, because if you look at them, as I told you, I painted my instrument clusters and everything. If you look right here, there's your gauges. You got options. You got white, or you got black. And then if you come over here a little bit to the left, you got your radio, and then you got your instrument cluster for your heat. And you got all kinds of these ones here, you know, lowrider, pinstriping and stuff. You got skulls, you got flames. I think the skull's probably meant for the bike. These little flames here, it looks like a tank decal right there for the flames, which is very cool. Which I just now noticed this too. Hey, I can finish that out. So I'm not done yet. I got to put the decals on for the Monte Carlos and the badging. Ooh, hey, looky there. Well, I'm talking to you guys about that. See what I said about paying attention? So I have all my decals for my amber lights and stuff and my Monte Carlo markings. I was just pondering about that here a little bit ago. So you got your badging here. You get two of those on there on the back, and you got, I believe you got your Monte Carlo there, which I painted in. I'm not putting the decal on that one, but you got Monte Carlo's there in 2 places. You got one on the deck lid of the trunk, which is right there. You got the Monte Carlo badge in there. So 2, 3 of those. And yes, if everybody notices, if anybody really wants to be picky about it, she's got cat hair all over. I just got to pet my cat, and he's shedding right now for some reason. But right here, I touched it with a little bit of smidge glue on my finger. I was getting frustrated when I was trying to do these wheels, and I touched it right there. Put the big old, thumber on the side, and felt myself touch, and I knew as soon as I felt the touch wasn't right, and I was like, that's sticky and that's wet. So I pulled my thumb back gently, and that's what I got left. So I was going to retouch it up with some paint and stuff, but, like I said, she's not a show car. She's going into the cabinet as is. Actually, probably going to put her in a cabinet by her own. The little aftermarket cages you can buy for them, display cases. That's what's going to go on it. If I did it just like mine, I would have waited and replaced the steering wheel with an aftermarket GT steering wheel that you can buy off of, I think it's ProTech. I think that's who I buy my steering wheels from. Resin steering wheels. I had steering wheel just like a couple of the ones that they got in there on a few different Monte Carlos. Yeah, it would look great. It would have been awesome too if they figured out a way of doing the little hood ornament right here. Mine was missing the hood ornament too, but it's because somebody came along out in the parking lot at Walmart in Altoona and stripped it off of there. And here we go. Let's go to the paint. Back to the paint. And I am all over the place on this one because a lot of different things took place in the middle of doing all this. If you look at the paint, it's kind of a little heavy on the top. Right there. Let's adjust it. You see it right here? Right there, looks like the paint pooled. I spray painted it when the paint can was cool. It was cool in my room. It was still about 60 degrees when I painted this thing out. Our weather just changed here about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, so it's been in paint for a little while. So I've been kind of taking my time with it. But anyways, I was thinking about stripping that and redoing that, and I chose not to. It's like I said, it's going to go in the cabinet and set as it is. And if anybody knows anything about these old Monte Carlos anyways, that was the common area for the paint to usually strip. The clear coat would come off, and you get like that white paint fade around the edges. So that kind of gave me a little nostalgia there with my old one. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. Now the next thing, let's take this off of here. I was not impressed with the engine bay on this car. Look that in there. I mean, this is your cow right here. Had I known this matched up like this, I would have painted down in here, like the edge of the dashboard here meets up to the very edge of the window, and it doesn't go underneath no engine cowl or meet up to the engine cowl. You got to build this right here. You put this underneath the interior tub and then fit it up in there. There's nothing that this part covers under. There's no cowl, like you normally have the windshield wipers and the vent and everything for the interior vent, all sitting right there. This car did not have that, which anybody that ever owned these Monte Carlos knows that. Yeah, you very much so have that. So, with that being said, and then they send a couple bottles, radiator bottles and windshield washer bottles that come in the kit. But then you look in here and wow, look right there. It looks like a reservoir overflow, for the radiator. But if you know Monte Carlos, that would actually be your windshield washer bottle. So the reservoir overflow would be up in this area here. And then the gap in between here and the headlight, you look right down in there, you see everything. It just looks terrible. The engine looks beautiful. I stole some pieces off of a 76 Chevy, and then the breather off of an old Thunderbird model, and put everything together. I didn't put no wires in it. It's just curbside, or whatever you want to call them. That's what I think the classes are. Didn't put the radiator hose on there because I lost it, and then the bottom exhaust piece didn't match up to this exhaust on this car. So I just, I'm not gonna fight it. Got tired of fighting it, so just put it all together and just kind of, she's a work in progress. It'd be like what you find in your garage, which is how I found this car in real life. Was bought it for $500 and needed a carburetor. So So I went to a friend that, speaking of which, his dad was a stock car driver, but he tore up old Malibus instead of the Monte Carlos. He's the one that actually was like, I hate what they do to these cars. And here you go, here's one off one, old Quadra junk. I threw that on there, and of course it was from a stock car, so the jets and everything like that had been ported and jetted and had bigger jets in it than what it should have been or whatever, and just threw a bunch of fuel in it, and caught fire a bunch of times, ruined a couple hats smothering them fires out. You star watch from a fire and you smother it, but usually the time it takes for that, you burn the hat up. So after a few of those fires, I had to change the carburetor out and a few fuel lines and vacuum lines and stuff like that, and off the way we go, off to the races we were, figuratively speaking. But anyhow, guys, she's not as done as I thought she was. So anyhow, that is my build of the 80 Monte Carlo. If they made a 78, I would have done that instead of the 80 and done the 80, the brown one. So I got another one coming, so that will be going to the brown car. I didn't really care for these cars and too many other colors. Black, silver, and brown really is what I like these cars in, or as. Burgundy is a good color on them. But nowadays paints, if you ain't airbrushing, I rattle can all my stuff. If you ain't airbrushing everything, you get a lot of junk paint nowadays. Maybe that's just the user, I don't know. User error, who knows. Everybody's got their own craft, and I don't really have no complaints about my models, but I've seen some beautiful models out there, and I'm far from that area. Trust me. But anyhow, I hope y'all enjoy. I hope you like. And you guys are over. Get on YouTube's channel, Dad's Channel 1.0. Show me some love. Subscribe, like, and share if you like it. So, anyways, God bless. Happy New Year, and have a good night. Bye-bye.